Galatians 6, verse 9, King James Version. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. The title of this video is Remember Why You Started. Life can get hard. Life be lifing. Hard times, the rains fall on the just as well as the unjust. You can be doing something for so long and doing what you think is right and good for so long and look up and nothing tangible has changed. And you could really wonder, why am I doing this? Myself, I've been saving for a car for pretty much the entire summer. But because of life, you know, when you have bills and you have responsibilities and you have all these things that come up and stop and hinder you from it, you could get sidetracked. And I asked myself the other day, well, not even asked, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, man, I am ready I'm ready to be where I'm going to be. And in this walk with Christ, we can sometimes make it seem like it's just so peachy and creamy and everybody's your friend and you don't have hard days and tough times, but that is not the truth in any way, shape, or form. It is tough days. It is hard days. It is days where you wonder, is my living in vain? I made a video about it. You just say, Lord, I believe, but help the things and help the part of me that does not believe. Because I believe you, I want to do right, but it seems like every time I try to do good, evil is near. And God says, don't be weary in well-doing. I came to encourage you today on this Monday Motivation. The thing you're doing, the thing you know God has given you, it is some things that you know for a fact, this is God. I heard his voice. I know what he said. I know that this is God. Do that thing until you cannot do it anymore, or until God tells you to do something else. If you have heard the voice of the Lord, if you have heard God in this season, it is time to push and press. It's not time to let go. It's not time to stop. It's not time to get tired. Right now, it's time to do everything God has for you. And the Bible says this as well. He will renew your strength like the eagle. If you are feeling tired, if you are feeling weary, or if you're just ready to be where you're going to be. I talked about last week, embracing your now. This is corresponding to that. Remember why you started. Remember why you're doing this. Remember why you set this goal out. It's not for your own health. It's not because this is just what we want to do. No, it's because God has a plan and a vision for our life. And in order for us to get where God has for us, we have to do what the Lord tells us to do. I remember when I was younger, I was just so enthused about church. All I wanted to do was go to church. All I wanted to do was read my Bible, read my word. That's all I wanted to do. I really didn't care about my social life per se. I really didn't care about everything else. All I wanted to do was read the word. All I wanted to do was go to church. And as I got older, I must admit, as I got older and, more social things in my life popped up and just, living life, that I still want to go to church and I still want to read the Bible, but that initial zeal, that initial press I had, it wasn't the same. And God is saying, do your first works over. Do the thing where you were in your rhythm. Do the thing when you first got the vision, you wrote it down, you made it plain, so he that read it can run with it. You run with God's vision. And I know that it's a million different preachers and teachers and lessons and sermons about all type of stuff. But the truth of the matter is, if you know you heard the voice of God, run with it. And anybody that stands in the way of you knowing that you heard the voice of God is hindering what God has for you. Now you have to be sure and very sure that it is God that you heard. Because if I be honest, my friend, just like God will speak to you, the devil will speak to you. The devil will try to whisper something in your ear. But my friends, when you hear God's voice, it's distinctive. When you hear God's voice, it is distinctive. And when you hear God's voice, it's a peace that passeth all understanding. It's a calmness that comes over you. And when you hear the voice of the Lord, and when God gives you a vision, keep on keeping on. Keep pressing. Whether God has you in this season for a month, a year, 10 years, 30 years, 50 years. You keep doing what God has for you. You're going to reap if you faint not. This is what I love about God. Perfection is never a requirement. So for those of you watching out there that says, I need to be perfect to be a part of this, or I am too out of whack to even step foot into a church or to even open my Bible, my friend, you are sadly misguided. And you are sadly mistaken. Because not only is perfection not required, perfection is not realistic. It's a scripture in the Bible that says, he who has no sin, cast the first stone. The person that has never done anything wrong, be the first to judge. Whoever is out there listening, and you are saying that I am not in no way, shape, or form worthy, eligible, I don't fit the bill of what it is to be a Christian. I am talking to you that the love of God stretches to every generation. If you know you have been hearing the voice of God, it's this thing that keeps bothering you. It's this thing that keeps picking at you, and you just can't shake it. You hang out with your friends, you go out to social events, but you can't shake this thing. You can't get rid of it. You don't know what it is, but every time, it just keeps on calling you. It just keeps on calling you. My friends, you're hearing the voice of God. And for those of you that have been pushing and pressing and just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, keep going. Steve Harvey's father said something to him one time. He said, when you feel like you've done all you can and you can't give anymore, give a little more. Let us not be weary in well-doing. If you know you're doing well, if you know this is what God has told me to do, I have heard God. See, there's a difference from doing what you think is right and doing what God told you to do. A lot of times we do what we think is right. We do what we feel is best. But as a believer, that's really not our job to do what we think is best or what we think is right. Our job is to do what is in the will and the alignment of God's plan for our life. And the only way you can get that is by prayer. Turning your plate over, fasting. Turning your phone off to hear what God is saying to you. Be weary and well-doing, doing well, doing what God has called you to do, doing what is in His will for your life. For in due season, when it's your time. Sometimes it's just not your time. And I know you can feel like it is never my time, but the truth of the matter is it's not your time. And you can be confident in knowing that it's not your time if you have given everything you have to what God has given you. Or if I come to a court to play basketball, name of the show is Weekend Next. If I come to a court to play basketball and there's somebody already in the middle of the run, it's not my time. And the truth of the matter is, depending on how late I came, what time I came, who I came with, if I was enough people, how long they've been running, who in front of me, all these different elements can even affect if I even get to play. If it's your time, it's your time. If it's not your time, it's not your time. I wish we could all cut the line. But the truth of the matter is, you gotta take the stairs. The truth of the matter is, you gotta touch every single step. And it has been people who have skipped the line, cut the process. They don't last. And they don't have the perseverance that's going to be built up in you for taking every single step. We shall reap if we faint not. Keep going. Don't faint. Don't get weary. understand that when it's your season, the good news about your time is that it might not be your time for a long time, but my God, when it's your time, nobody can stop you. And nobody can hinder when it's your time. And here's the blessing. It's going to be your time one day. No one's going to be able to stop your time. No one's going to cut your time short. And it's going to be your time one day. All you got to do is keep going. Put one foot in front of the other every day. Yeah, I had a bad day today. I had a bad day yesterday. Hell, I done had a bad week. But what am I doing? Getting right back up and trying it again. And I'm remembering why I'm starting this. I'm remembering what my purpose is. I remember why I'm even doing this. My friends, I said it for the last 3 years. Keep going. God has chosen and picked you to carry this gift. Whatever it be, it may look different, but whatever it is, God has picked, selected, and chose you. And I got news for you. It's going to be your time one day. And when that time comes, there's not a man or woman on this earth that can stop what God has for you. All you got to do is keep going. My friends, I love you. God bless you. God keep you. I'll see you real soon. Keep going, okay? Don't get weary. Don't let nobody talk you off your script. Don't nobody say, this isn't working. I don't even curse God and die. That's foolishness. That's foolishness. Keep doing exactly what you know God has called you to do. And guess what? You'll look up and it'll be your time. And the next time you think you can't, remember you can. We got next time.